Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode. Today we are doing the first paintball point of view video for you guys. Now I do apologize, the footage is angled down a little bit too much to the ground. This was an experimental footage filming, but overall it turned out fairly well, and if you guys enjoyed this I will make some more for you. So in this first game it was three-way free-for-all. Myself, Jack and Ryan. Now I walked off down here into the bottom corner of the map to hide behind this barricade, and I quickly decided that this was a very bad spot because there was a lot of open forest right in front of me where anyone could creep up towards me. I also noticed someone creeping around in the forest up onto the right from where I'm facing now, so once they had vanished I quickly made a dash up to the nearest base so I had a little bit more protection. After spending a couple of minutes up here, I figured that it was a bit too quiet. We'd been going for a number of minutes and no one had fired a single shot yet, so I went down into the forest trying to have a look for Jack, who I'd seen lurking around here a few minutes prior. As I started getting a little deeper down into the map, it was starting to get quite thick and it was very hard for you to be able to get good cover in these sorts of areas here. And once I got to this point I decided I won't head too much further out into that direction just because I'm going to be exposing myself in a lighter area. There's not much cover, so I headed back into the dark cover of the forest and slowly start working my way back up to the top of the map near the base I was taking cover in. I was being very careful to keep myself as far away from the base as possible, so I was working my way up along the side of the map until I made it to the top corner. Now at this point someone had been called out, and later on we'd find out that he had some mechanical issues with his gun, and because of that he was then out. But you wouldn't think that there was a mechanical issue. Usually you'd assume that someone's been shot. So one person down, my assumption is that the enemy is down there. So now all my attention is looking downfield towards the forest. I assume Jack is down there somewhere. I decide I need to get a better position, so I make a move across the top of the map and I get shot. Lo and behold, he was not hiding down the bushes, he was up at the very top of the map. We were within meters of each other for the last couple of minutes of that game and we didn't even know. So guys, make sure you really pay attention to your surroundings and never assume anything. Okay, so round 2, it is now just a 2-man free-for-all. It's myself versus Jack. We start in either base on either side of the map, and as soon as the countdown's finished I make a sprint for the top so I can get a good height advantage over Jack right off the bat. Now my gun was acting up a little bit. It wasn't my gun, it was a rental gun, but you did see there was a ball that fell through the gun. I didn't even fire it. I had a couple of issues with it throughout the day, but in the end it could still fire and I got a few kills with it, so that's all that matters. Once I located Jack, I wanted to pin him down as hard as I could. He was hiding between a few pieces of cover and some trees in the center of the map, which from where I am now, he has great cover. It is very hard for me to hit him, but if I were to move more around to the side along the top of the map, I'd be able to flank him fairly easily. So he is hoping that I'll be staying right where I am and not advancing anywhere, so that he would be able to stay in cover, I could not hit him, and hopefully I run out of ammo and he can come up and get me. Now, after a while it went a bit silent, and when you're playing a paintball game you want to make sure that you can hear the enemy, because if they stop shooting you and they haven't called out, they're probably moving. But he did pop up again. He was just taking a quick breather and he went straight back into shooting me. Always keep an eye on your ammo, because if you run out in the middle of a firefight, someone can very easily flank you and take you out, and you won't be able to stop it. Now again, it's gone quiet, and I'm trying to get a visual on him because he's ducked behind cover again. I myself am trying to keep in cover just in case he pops his head out again, because I have no idea where he is. I decide to make a mad dash along the top, and he does pop out from some cover. He isn't able to hit me because I'm moving between too many trees. Once I get behind the cover of this barricade, I spot him again. He's hiding behind a tree. I just keep pinning down the tree, and I get a few hits on his back and on the marker itself, getting him out. So make sure that when you are taking cover, that all of your flanks are also covered. If someone can run around the side and get you, that is a big weakness. So make sure you've at least got an escape plan in place for someone who wants to try flank you.
This stuff will look awesome.
And for the final game, we do once again a 3-way free-for-all. And when we start, we all have our barrels touching the pole in the middle. There will be a countdown, and then we all run, break away, go to different corners of the map, and begin the game. Game's called. We have 15 seconds to run. Once that 15 seconds up, it's live fire. I make my way up yet again to my favourite barricade, get into cover, and get nice and cozy. As soon as the game starts, I see that Jack has taken up cover inside the base right next to me. He obviously has far superior cover to me. He has an entire base. I just have a small piece of barricade. It's a very tight piece of barricade, and I'm so sure that someone's going to come around the other side, because there is no way you wouldn't be able to hear that I am here. Everyone will know exactly where I am because of all of the firing going on. I stick my head out to check that Jack's still there. I haven't heard from him in a few minutes. He's definitely still there. He starts shooting again. I prepare to go for a counterattack, and then he jumps out. I quickly disposed of him and got a headshot.
Good luck, man.
If he didn't start firing before he ran out, I may not have noticed that he was coming. But because he started firing, then my attention was looking directly at him, and I saw him coming up the hill. So, Jack is out. Now all that's left is Ryan. I've got to try identify where he's gone. Although this isn't a humongous map with 2 people, it is very big. So, not learning from my mistakes last time, I decided to make a run along the top of the field. Luckily for me this time, it wasn't a bad move. I assume that Ryan is somewhere down in the forest at the bottom, but I am completely unsure. I spent a good few minutes here just getting my bearings, trying to figure out where everything is. I haven't heard from anyone in a while, so I start moving up towards the forest there on the edge of the map to work my way through the cover of the forest. But as I look up, I see Ryan, and I have to quickly scurry back. What gave him away was his new GoPro. He has a little LED blinking on the front of it, and I unfortunately for him saw that through the tree line. So he'll probably need to get looked at and turn that LED off if he wants to be a bit more stealthy. Without that, I probably wouldn't have seen him, and he'd be able to get a clean shot on me. So we exchange fire back and forth for a few minutes. He's got very good cover inside the trees. I can barely see him. He does have a lot of camouflage gear on, so he blends in even better. I just fired a few more shots out there just to try keep him pinned back, but after a while I figured I haven't actually heard him fire at me for a while. So I go to check the other side, and he's standing in the middle of the field walking way up towards me. So unless you know where the person is, always keep your eyes on the back of your head. You need to know where everything is around you. Keep your surroundings in mind. So now slowly working my way side to side around the try, just trying to keep in cover and figure out where he is and where's the best point of attack. Stick your head out every now and then. have a quick look where everyone is. Don't always pop out from the same side because they'll start predicting it. You need to keep moving left, right, and occasionally jump and shoot over the top. That can be a good effect as well. Amazingly, Ryan was able to make it across the field without getting hit. And we had about 30 seconds to 60 seconds of silence here where nothing was happening. Him and I were obviously both looking out opposite ends each time. We were never seeing each other. But I think I just saw him there. Yep, gave him a few shots. Let him know I'm still there. I thought he'd be coming from the left side. I took a guess, it's 50-50. So I got in position to wait for him. Unfortunately, he popped out the right. Wait for him on the left, assuming he's going to swap sides again. He does. I shoot. And I hit him. Stray ball went between the trees and hit him square in the middle of the chest. I honestly thought that he was going to win. He had a far superior marker to mine, and I was having a lot of issues with the balls spiraling left and right, not flying very straight. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you let me know, and when I'm next at the paintball field, I'll make sure I film some more. We'll get a few cameras going, get footage from different players at once and do a bit of swapping back and forth, and we'll keep this going. Hope you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then. Okay everybody, welcome back. We have now finished setting up all of the gear. This is actually a couple of days later from when I recorded the first half of this video, and it has taken this long because I wanted to make sure I could get all of the